Hello, my name is Behzad Behpour. I've been in the United States for over 30 years and I've been traveling around the world and I love the cultures and food. And let me tell you something about the Persian because people really doesn't know that much about this culture. One of the oldest civilization and they have wonderful, wonderful cooking and food. And as long as I've been in the food business, I've been more attracted to the Persian cooking. And I would like to introduce you one dish today. They call it Polo or Morgh. Polo means rice and Morgh means chicken. I like to talk about the herbs they're using in the Persian food, which comes from 3,000 years old, and they know these herbs is good for them. So we're gonna start it with preparing the chicken. I did that. Let's start with chopping some onion. So I like the red or Spanish onion because it has a more flavor and I think it's much nicer than the white onion. So we have a pot here, added up some olive oil, and which is I always love to use the olive oil in the dishes. And we're gonna add up the onion and then added up garlic and saute it a little bit. We get a little bit brown. I like the smell of the onion, just get a little bit brown. Then we added up the chicken, and then we added up the water, which is gonna be hot water, and cooking for 30 minutes. So the people we call Persia, which is now they call Iran with an American accent, which is Iran, the correct word for the country. And Iran is a country been over 3,000 years old, and it used to be a big empire and one of the oldest empire and civilization. And the cooking in that region is very herby and fresh herbs and fresh, the rice we use it here, as actually I want to introduce it to you, they call it basmati rice. The rice, we soak it in the water with the salt. Sometimes we do it 2-3 hours. Some people do it overnight. So I leave it overnight to see what happens. Now, let's look at the onion, how going on with that. Doing very wonderful. And I'm gonna add it up some garlic, which is, again, I love garlic in any dishes. And I don't know, some people doesn't like it. It's the best thing for you. It's good for your blood pressure. It's great in taste and make any dish wonderful. And anyway, what I remember from this cooking and Persia, actually, everybody think about, as the New York Post says, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad is piece of, excuse me, my language, but there is not everything about piece of. Persia has a wonderful, beautiful culture and beautiful food and music and mountain and anything, but people really doesn't know. I would love to introduce a little bit, as much as I could, see how a wonderful culture is that, and it's about the peace and make your food and invite everybody to the table and have a glass of wine, and that's all it's about. We put this one for 30 minutes. But in the meantime, I just want to tell you a little bit more about the Persian food. The herb we use in the Persian food is been using for so many years. And there is a reason, because they are good for you. For example, one of the herbs I want to introduce it to you is called saffron, one of the most expensive spices in the world, which is take 1,000 flour to make few grams of this saffron. And this saffron comes from Persia and is one of the best. And to preparation for this is, I heard so many things about it. It's good for your blood pressure. It makes you calm, make you very happy. It's like a happy pill in a food. So sometimes, you have to use that in a food, but I use it in anything. Sometimes I put it in my tea and drink it in the morning. And that day I have more energy and great. So again, my point is there must be a reason why they're using this for so many years in Persia, using this kind of herb, this kind of ingredient, because it works for them and they are happy. For preparation, this is very traditional Persian way, and there is no other way. Just do the Persian way. If you do the other way, you're gonna mess it up. So we use the cube of the sugar. put it in a grinder, and then we grind it with some of this saffron. You smash the cube of the sugar and grind it together. Very fine. If you come out with a better way than the Persian way, let me know. Maybe that's possible, but I don't think so. The chicken getting a little brown. I like to get a little bit brown each side before I added up the water. So, as much as you think the Persian people, the women are under pressure, but you're wrong, because the women run the Persian family because they cook very well. And the men in Persia, they are happy because they have a good food on the table every day come. And they don't have a time to go to the bar and drink, so they stay in the kitchen and cooking all the time. That's about the Persian woman too. And also they are beautiful, they are so intelligent, and they are so tender, just like the Persian food. So, anyway, let me add up some of this water to it. If the chicken is ready, I'm gonna add up the water. Perfect. And put it this one for 30 minutes. So I have to keep the time. Okay, 10:50. So about the saffron, this is one of the greatest, beautiful, smell like heaven. You added up this one, very simple, just a little bit water. Let me grab this. And put it in there, and boom, it's done. Look at the color, how beautiful is that? That's called saffron color. By the way, this is so beautiful, some fashion designer use it as a saffron color in their fabric. So this water is gonna get boiling, and then we have to rinse the rice, which has been soaked overnight. It really make a difference, make it fluffy and separate. They are not mushy together, they're not like jammed up, they're separate, and then when you add it up the saffron, make a wonderful, wonderful rice. I don't know, when we were a kid, I remember that we were eat a lot of the rice, and we didn't get fat, I don't know, for some reason. So the food here is not about, people worry about food so much, but I don't worry about that. I worry about what the heck they made those food with. The process thing is really kill us. Otherwise, the food, I don't think so is bad. So everything ingredient I use, I love to use like real thing, like real butter. I use the yogurt. And you see all these herb we use fresh. And actually, I'm gonna make a dish which is every Persian table, they have the fresh herb on table, because those times we didn't have a GNC to go get the vitamins, so we get it right off the table. So, you know, you guys go too much to the peel. Stay with a fresh one. If you eat it every day, you don't need a peel, you don't need a vitamin. So you'll be healthy and fit and good. But the other thing is about the ingredient in a Persian. I remember when we didn't have a bus, we have to walk, of course. And then in a block away, I smelled my mom's food. And we run after we smell that because we get more hungry, and we just run to the house. And it was wonderful, beautiful food ready for us and to eat the food. And I never remember my mom told me, oh, please eat this, please, 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 because we didn't have please. If you don't eat, you get hungry, you stay hungry, because it was 9 kids, like the army. I'm waiting for the water to get boiling. In meantime, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna this wonderful, smell the dill, smell is a health coming out of it. Why don't you use the fresh thing? So we gotta chop this one very good, because this goes with the rice. This is get ready. I'm waiting for the water to boiling. And it's almost done. And we got the dill ready, rice is here. We're gonna put it in this boiling water and cook it to get dendent. I don't know if I'm using like a spaghetti, like it has to be very specific time you take the rice, otherwise you mess it up. And I'm gonna add it up this fava beans, which is I prepared before I put it in the boiling water and take his skin off. Some people, I don't think so, but you have to skin it off, which is a lot of work, but I did it. But fava water, if you don't have a fava, you can't find it, a lima bean is okay too. But this has a different flavor for this dish. So for this special dish, I like to use the fava, which is, I find it dry. Okay, looks like this is boiling. We are ready. So we're gonna dump it in the rice. I'm gonna dump it up the dal. And we're gonna add it up the beans. Gotta wait for the rice to get ready. In meantime, I'm gonna make, excuse me, I'm not running away again, I'm just back here. We prepare this for putting the rice after I strain it. I'm gonna drop it in this. Before that, I'm gonna put it up the meat. And the other thing we do in the Persian way, we have potato. You slice it up pretty thick. We're gonna put the chicken in. It has to be in 30 minutes. And then we're gonna put the rice on the top of it. And on the bottom, we're gonna put a stick of the butter. That's what I told you about the butter. I love butter in anything. I think this is really give you good, I like a salted butter. I don't need anything diet. I never look at it. I just want an exact, oily, creamy, perfect butter. And let it melt. And then I'm going to show you how to put this potato and the chicken on the bottom. And this is a special way in the Persian rice we do on the bottom. We call it tadik. I don't know how we call it in American, but it's like a crispy, very crispy brown rice on bottom. And then I show you after it's done what we do with it. So it's beautiful. And in a Persian dish, the presentation is very important. Presentation, delicious food, and the personality, of course, you have to have it. And a glass of wine, bring it on. That's the Persian food it should be. And I'm going to show you this in a second when it's done. Just stir a little bit, so make sure it doesn't get on the bottom sticky. So in meantime, I'm going to do what I'm going to grab the yogurt. Again, I love yogurt. Not low fat, not this fat. I like the fat yogurt. And Greek. I think these Greek people, they learned from Persia a long time before. When the Alexander attacked us, and burned down the Persepolis, which is one of the 2,500 years old most civilization palace. But you know why he burned it? He get drunk with his girlfriend or his wife, and she said, burn down the palace, and he burned it down. It's good to be a king, huh? To burn down the whole palace because your girlfriend. See what we do here for our girlfriend, right? Nothing. But anyway, as soon as I get this one open, I can show you how we make the mast or khiyar, which is mast mean yogurt. Khiyar mean cucumbers. It's a language. Farsi is a Farsi only language in Middle Eastern. There is no, this people does not speak Arabic. The only country after Arab attacked the whole Middle East, they stick with their own language is only Iran. Speak Farsi, no Arabic. So I have a strainer in the things. I'm going to dump a rice. And this comes like that. Put it on the side. And it's going to be a little bit more. This need to be 30 minutes. So I'm going to make this mast khiyar, which is yogurt and cucumber. Added up the rice. I love the lot of rice. Salt, I'm sorry. Thinking too much about salt. So, good amount of salt. Lemon is a very big thing. We use a lot of lemon, and I think it's great for you. So I strip a little bit of this. We decorate it with little herb, mix it out with this chopped cucumbers, some salt, some pepper, some little bit juice of the lemon. And for the salad, I would like to chop some lettuce, tomato. I'm going to skin the cucumber. We left a little skin in for just the color. And I'm going to slice it. I love to add it up some feta cheese and some onion. Add it up the pepper, salt, sea salt if you can. I like to just chop parsley, basil, and put it right in the salad. Make it beautiful color, look. And then, of course, olive oil. And then I'm gonna add it up a little bit of olive. I like the calamari olive, which is Greek. This is very simple salad with a lettuce, tomato, onion, cucumbers, feta cheese, egg, and olive. The other dish always we have on the table is feta, fresh parsley, slanger, and some skeleton, and the pita bread, and the red radish. And all this always is on a Persian table with among the other stuff, the salad, cucumber sauce, and this is what we have as a fresh herb all the time. And sometimes people added up a little bit of onion on it, and they eat it. The onion, feta, and herb inside the pita bread, and it's delicious. So we have melt the butter on the bottom of the pot. You set up the chicken very nicely, and then the potato we already sliced, we put it on the bottom. This is very important to cover up the bottom because this is going to be the bottom of the pot. And when you turn it over, after we're done, you see how beautiful it's going to come, and has to be covered with the chicken and potato. And now we're ready to dump the rice with beans and dill, just like to cover up the whole pot. Oh, I forgot my wonderful, wonderful saffron. And this has to stay 45 to 1 hour with a slow flame, and your dish is done. And this is the covering, is the most important part of this dish, because this is the Persian way we do. And you have to do it right, exactly what I said. This is, you cover up the top perfectly. So when you put this one on the top, there is not steam come out. So basically you seal it. And make sure it's in a place. And sometimes maybe you have to put the clips to keep this one because you don't want to catch the fire. And this has to cook for 45 to 1 hour. And then, why I'm doing that 45 hours, I'm going to go, this is my Bible. This is my Bible, Rumi. So 45 minutes is going to take my dish get ready to the final point. I'm going to read the Rumi, because this is one of the most exceptional philosopher and poet in the world. And if you believe and you read him, you don't need nothing else in your world. So that's what I'm going to go. I'm going to go and read the Rumi and get relaxed. Then I'm coming back in 45 minutes. I would like to talk to you about Persia. This country, today they call Iran. An Iranian government, they are not Iranian people. This horrible government, they try to control of the wealth of one of the richest country in the world. And they do anything for that, to keep that power in a hand. For that matter, there is so many people every day they go to the jail. As actors, as a writer, they have no way other than either go to the jail or they have to escape the country. The real people in Iran, they are the people they're dying every day in Iran for freedom, to fight for freedom. If you walk to Iran, which is I did it after 30 years, I saw so much love and hospitality. If you walk to their door and knock the door, they just open the door and they welcome you inside the house, no matter what time or how you get there. And they bring the best they have on the table. These people, Persian people, and Persian Way is so much about love and hospitality. That's why I tried Rumi, because one of the poet and philosopher, everything he talked about his book is about the love and forgiveness and humanity. It's nothing but that. All right, let's see what the beautiful dish we made here. Let's see this beautiful dish with the turmeric, saffron, and now we're gonna do the flip over, the Persian way. See how we can do this beautiful dish. Okay, and voila. And you see here, beautiful brown, golden brown, saffron color. With a potato, chicken, beautiful crispy rice. And this is the only Persian way we can do. No other way. Beautiful Persian dish, Persian way with beautiful Shiraz red wine, which is Shiraz is one of the oldest city in Iran. And the wine Shiraz comes from there. And we're gonna go with the Shiraz wine and you, salamati, noosh.